A camera without a lens is useless. A camera lens is basically what forms the image that your camera sees. Some would even argue that a really expensive, high-quality lens can actually help you take really great pictures on a really shitty camera. There are two things to consider when it comes to camera lenses: aperture and focal length. Focal length is usually determined through a number, usually up to 3 digits, and it basically determines how far your camera can see. Smaller numbers have a much wider field of view and let you see more of a setting, whereas larger numbers narrow your view but lets you see much further into your scene. Now, aperture is basically how big the hole is inside of your lens, and we usually refer to this as f-stops. Now, this is a little bit hard to wrap your head around because the bigger the number is, the smaller your hole is, and vice versa. Aperture basically controls how much of an image you can see that's in focus. Larger openings allow you to focus on things closer to you, and smaller openings allow you to focus on things further away from you. Now let's talk about how many different types of lenses. Generally, there are basically only two types of lenses: prime lenses and zoom lenses. Prime lenses have a focal length that's fixed, so you can't zoom in or out, but the overall image quality is a little bit sharper than zoom lenses. Zoom lenses is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you can zoom with the lens, so it has a variety of different focal lengths. But like I said a second ago, it's not as sharp as a prime lens and also can get really heavy. However, just when you thought we were finished, there are 5 more different types of lenses under these 2 types of lenses. There's macro, telephoto, wide, standard, and specialty lenses. Macro lenses lets you capture really high quality images at extremely close ranges. So if you want to shoot bugs, like if you're into that, you will probably get a macro lens. With macro lenses, the focus is generally pretty shallow, so basically a wider aperture or f-stop. A telephoto lens is a lens that lets you zoom really far away. People usually use this type of lens to shoot birds or sports like hockey and stuff like that, and it usually makes the object much closer than it actually is. Any focal length above 85 millimeters will generally be considered a telephoto lens. Wide angle lenses basically says it in the name. It just allows you to capture more of a setting, a much wider field of view. This is generally used for photographers who are into like urban landscapes or just landscapes in general, just so they can see more of that view. It also makes the image a little bit more exaggerated, and objects closer to the camera are a little bit distorted. Focal lengths under 24 is generally considered a wider kind of lens. Standard lenses falls anywhere between 35 to 85. Many beginners actually prefer this lens because it offers them a really wide range of things that they can shoot. For reference, generally your iPhone shoots at a 35. Finally, we have specialty lenses. These include lenses that shoot with a pre-built kind of special effect. So fisheye lenses, tilt shift lenses, and just other lenses that I can't really think of right now, but basically when you shoot an image, it comes with an effect. And these lenses usually come with a variety of different focal lengths, so I can't really pinpoint any lenses right now. But here are some examples of what specialty lenses look like. So that's pretty much everything you guys need to know about lenses, especially if you're a beginner. Of course, like everything else in life, you can get much more detailed about exactly what types of lenses are good for filmmaking or photography, or even go even more deeper on like bug photography or like nature photography. Just like there's a lot of different like aspects for lenses, but this is generally just something to help you guys get started. Tomorrow I'll be going over which beginner lens you should buy, so if you guys are into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on that video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.